You are now listening to Warren Dragon Football on 92 Gold. Let's go to our broadcast team, Tim Giuliano, Dave Engstrom, Nick Hoffman, and John Robbins to bring you the action.
And we are bringing you the action from the Jim Gibson press box here at War Memorial Field in Warren, the old ball yard, as we get ready for tonight's ball game between the Warren Dragons and the Erie Cathedral Prep Ramblers. We will have more on that, but now we'll go to Coach's Corner with Dave Engstrom and Coach Cricky.
Good evening, Dragon fans. Welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Dave Engstrom. Cricky, Chris Korber, head coach, is not here today. So again, we have assistant coach Jody Baum. Coach, first off, congratulations on beating Franklin 14-6 and ending the 24-game losing streak.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see the whole team play together. It was a solid game that, they all fought together and they believed, And again, I was saying last week that, we're starting to get them to believe. And, it was tough, with us, the coaching staff coming in late and stuff like that. But, they believed. And you could see it at the beginning of the game that they wanted it really bad. That they wanted this win. And part of that is just the whole team playing together.
Okay, talking about bright spots on defense. In the booth, we were talking about the extraordinary play of the left side of the defensive line.
Yeah, we... came up with the staff, came up with the strong side, weak side, and we watched film. Coach Randy and I, we worked with the defense and, really studied the film and got the kids together and, worked in, showing them what they were going to do, giving them clues, and again, making them all gang tackle. And if everybody watched it, a lot of times it was all 11 that were at the ball gang tackling.
Yeah, they did a nice job on containing Caden Mincer and did a fairly good job on Blackhurst.
Yeah, and again, they were out there talking, they were communicating with each other, and that's big on defense, and again, we needed all 11 to do their job, and, and I think defense, did pretty well, and, we contained their two top guys, and we gang tackled and we got after it, and that's, again, they're believing. They're starting to believe in it.
Okay, let's talk about offense. Aiden Egger, 109 yards on the ground. Aiden was our Mattress and More player of the game. He also scored the first rushing touchdown this season.
Yeah, and that there, with the line, if you were watching the game, you could see that the offensive line was getting the push, and, Egger, he was hitting the holes, and he was reading. He's a smart kid. He has that, something that you can't coach. He has that vision out there in the field, and he hits the holes, and when he hits it, he's gone.
Our play of the game, the Warren Sherfine play of the game was Aiden Corbett's 48-yard touchdown run. He had 76 yards on the ground. So your running backs combined for over almost 200 yards.
Yeah, and that, you got to give credit to the big boys up front. They did their job, and I heard both of them saying, hey, line, thank you. And again, it was just a team effort on both sides of the ball. The offense all came together. The defense, they all came together. And the biggest thing is that they're starting to believe in themselves that they can do it, and they're playing as a team. There's no certain guy that's out there that's taking over the whole team. It's, the whole offensive line, the defensive line, the backs. Just everybody is sticking together.
Now with Brady Sheen going down, it's is it Parker Kaiser's quarterback number one for the rest of the year?
Yeah, but not every position is, each week we evaluate the players, but right now, he's in there. And, as a freshman, if you're watching the game, you see, he steps right in there. He has a lot of talent, and the next couple of years are going to be very exciting with him in there. And, with Brady, that's a shame, a senior kid and just coming back. He was believing in it. He was getting after it. He had a great week of practice. Unfortunate, things happen, and next man up. And Parker, we're going to see a lot of good things.
Okay. All right, let's talk about special teams. Again, Clemente nearly broke one, and Charlie Baum, couple nice, beautiful punts.
Yeah, and again, we were starting to work a little bit more on special teams. We're behind the 8 ball, so we were just emphasizing a lot on the offensive defense, and the whole coaching staff came together, and we started working together with the special teams. And, Charlie, he's another great athlete, and to just come out and, punt like that, that helps. That's a big, huge advantage with us that we have a great punter. So, again, it's the team that is working together.
Right. And other than Brady Sheen, what is the health of the team this week?
Oh, we're all good. Everyone's healthy. We're having, good practice. Yeah, it's a short week, but, we just got done here with practice, and the practices are going great. They're listening. They're fired up, and they're ready to play Thursday night.
Okay, so this week it's the 5-time state champion Cathedral Prep Ramblers coming into town under the direction of Mike Mishler. Last week they lost to Riverside of Ohio 26-7. Some players to keep an eye on there. Their quarterback, Davin Friedman, the running back, Dizir Carson, and also the wideout, Matt Oblich.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? It's prep.
Yeah.
They got great athletes year after year, but any given team can be beaten any night. And if our kids come to play, it's going to be a good game. And, I just hope our kids don't have it in their head, we're playing prep, that we're going to lose. You already beat yourself going out in the field, but I have not heard that once this week. And the kids are fired up, ready to play. And, again, hats off to prep. They have a lot of, great athletes, and they're very well coached.
Well, it's one thing about prep this year. They had a very close game with Erie. They had a very, very close game with Sharon. Then they lost to Riverside. So, yeah, they can be scored upon. They can be tested.
Yeah, watching them on game film, there's some, downs that, we've been seeing on there, but again, they're going to come be ready to play. Their coaches, they're watching film just like we are, and they're fixing all their mistakes. We're fixing our mistakes, and I think it's going to be a great game. I think our kids are, this win, I think, has built them up that, they're going to get to the next level.
All right, Coach, good luck Thursday night against the Cathedral Prep Ramblers. For head coach or assistant coach Jody Baum, I am Dave Engstrom. Now let's send it up to the broadcast booth with myself, John Robbins, Nick Hoffman, and Tim Giuliano.
And we are here in the Jim Gibson press box. The Dragons have come out onto the field in their home all blue, and they will face Cathedral Prep wearing their white shirts, orange and black, and their pants are gray. And I don't know if I've ever seen gray pants on Erie Cathedral Prep before, but we're seeing them tonight.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp. I think those are it's a pretty sharp looking outfit there, TJ.
Yeah, they do look sharp. So we'll have the national anthem here in just a moment, and I believe we're going to have a moment of silence here also.
Before we begin tonight's game, we pause to remember. Today, on September 11th, we honor the memory of those lost in the attacks 24 years ago. And we also reflect on the many lives touched by tragedy in our nation this week. As the poet John Donne said, no man is an island. We are all connected, and in times like these we're reminded of the strength we find when we stand together, and the importance of always striving to do what is right. At this time, please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Now we ask, as you are able, to please rise, remove your hats, as the Dragon Marching Band plays our national anthem.
kick it off here at Memorial Field, and it's a beautiful night for football here. The sun is going down.
There you go, TJ.
There we go. I couldn't hear myself.
Oh, we could hear you.
Well, they could hear me. I could not hear me. Thank you very much, John, who is a technical wizard.
That's why we pay him the big bucks.
That's why he gets the big bucks.
76 degrees here at the old ball yard at War Memorial Field. Nice night for football. Going to drop down to about, let's see, 49.
I think we'll probably be done with the ball game before it even gets near that, as that's probably going to be your overnight low, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. So the Dragons coming onto the field fresh off a 14-6 victory last week over Franklin. What a nail-biter.
I'll tell you, that was a heck of a game, but I'm so happy for those guys that they got a win and broke the streak, and now you have to turn around and gear up again, because this is a real formidable team that we're facing this evening, and I don't know how many Division 1A scholarship players they have on this roster, but I'll bet it's more than just a few. And we'll ask John about that later on tonight. He's saying he doesn't know for sure. I thought he'd have an inside scoop. So the Dragon captains, Tommaso Clemente, number 64 is Parkins, 50 Redderer, and Brady Sheen out with his teammates. He was injured last week and will not play. I can't tell you not for the rest of the season, but he's going to be out for the foreseeable future. Let's just put it that way. And
Nick, what can you tell us about the officiating crew tonight?
Well, I can tell you that Todd Button is our referee tonight. Very good referee.
Okay.
Got a good crew out there tonight. One of the best.
Good.
so the Dragons will receive the opening kickoff. Prep won the toss and deferred to the second half. And one of their ball players out there, captain number 75, Jack Adams, they just list him at 6'3". I'll bet he's pushing 300. He's a big kid.
Yep.
And we've got a couple of big kids of our own on the offensive line that, I'll tell you what, I was impressed with the way they were able to open holes last week. Hopefully they can do that again tonight. I like our running game, and you and Coach Baum talked about that, Dave.
Right. They looked really good at practice on Tuesday night when I was up there. There's a lot of chatter on the field. There's a lot of talking, a lot of switching, and hey, switch, and just a lot going on. It's one of the best practices I've watched for a while.
I believe they call it energy.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that when it's practice, because you can get in that mundane routine and you need to get a little bit excited sometimes, and it's good to see that. All right, prep will kick off to the Dragons, who will take it at the 5. That's Clemente, lost it, got it back, and he's going to cut out to his left, and he is going to be swarmed under by 4 or 5 white jerseys, and that's where the Dragons will start. First and 10. See where they spot it. They say the 17 is where he's whistled down. And so Warren will start first and 10 from there. This is going to be a tough go if we're going to try to just run the ball at them, but we'll see how the Dragons fare. They looked very good last week at running the ball. So they will come out in the I formation, and Parker is going to be under center and awaits the snap, and they give to the deep back there, and it is a gain of about 3 yards. Corbett will carry the ball.
Good holes being opened up on that run. Very, very promising.
And if we can get 3-4 yards a carry, that's okay.
And another important key, too, is if the Dragons are able to do that, that play clock needs to be run down to about 5 seconds every time.
Yeah, you don't want them having the ball any longer than is necessary. That's always a good strategy when you're playing somebody as capable as Cathedral Prep is of scoring points. And the other thing is they're kind of an upset bunch because they lost last week. And they don't like to lose up there, ever. And Corbett's going to go off tackle. This time they stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Kaiser's handoff to
It's like Coach Baum and I were talking Tuesday night with Egger and Corbett and Charlie and Parker. These kids are going to be fun to watch for the next couple of years.
Yeah, they've got a good nucleus of players that they can build around. And it's nice to see that there have been so many new guys who came out for football this year and are on the Dragon team. They're going to split the wide receivers out. They're still in the I formation. And Kaiser's going to throw the ball. He's got Charlie Blum, but they only pick up a couple. And it's going to be 4th down and about 4.5 yards to go, maybe 5.
2-yard gain, 4th down and 5 for the Dragons.
Yeah, one was the safe option on that play. It was pretty much the only place he could go to that, and Prep is going to give that up any day.
So the upside for Prep here is that they keep us deep in our territory, and that's going to give them excellent field position. Back deep to receive the punt for Erie Cathedral Prep is going to be Matthew Oblich, number 30, a wide receiver who I understand catches an awful lot of balls for them. And the Dragons in punt formation. Looks like Tage Wyman is back to punt. And this is a low kick. It's going to sail out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. So that turned out nicely for the Dragons, as I don't think Prep was expecting that to carry that far.
Didn't Tage punt like a couple of years ago before Charlie got here?
Yeah, he did.
I thought.
They both punted, and I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but that was a pretty successful punt right there. No return on it.
Might be just take a little pressure off Charlie being in the offensive scheme so much. And, hey, let's give him a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
Tage can punt, so let's get him out there.
And recall that Charlie Blum is also our extra point and field goal kicker.
Right.
All right, 1st and 10, Cathedral Prep. They're going to split 3 receivers to the near side of the field, and they're not going to waste any time putting the ball up. And that is complete.
Wide open.
And there is Oblich, and he could go 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. First play from scrimmage. A pass to number 30, Oblich, and he takes it the rest of the way. Good hands, good speed.
Yep, he got behind the second wave of defenders there, or first wave of defenders, and just kind of sat in the pocket waiting for the thing, and he had all daylight ahead of it.
Yeah, that was a well-executed play. Friedman hit him right on the numbers, and they're setting up for the point after. One play into their offensive series, and they score. And that one is up, and it's good. And we have 9 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first quarter. The score, Erie Cathedral Prep 7, Warren 0.
A special thank you to our sponsors like Mattress & More to bring you Warren Football. Stop in for truckload savings on our biggest selection of mattresses and recliners ever. Mattress & More, where every season is recliner season. Located in Warren, PA. We want to thank our sponsors like Superior Tire and Rubber to help bring you Warren Football. Superior Tire and Rubber is hiring at almost all manufacturing positions and skill levels, offering the best benefits for employment in the area with starting wages far above other employers. Open interviews held every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or visit www.superiortire.com/careers. Start your new career with Superior Tire today.
All right, the Dragons spotted Cathedral Prep 7 right there as they score on their opening play, and Egger lost the kickoff, got it back out to the 20 and down at the 22. Again, I am impressed with their kick coverage. They stay in their lanes until the receiver decides where he's going to go, and then they just kind of wave their way over there.
Yeah, very, very disciplined on the kick coverage, also on their defensive coverage.
Yeah, you got to stay in your lanes on a kickoff or a punt coverage, because the minute you get sucked in, that's usually when a long return happens. So it's 1st and 10 Dragons as you don't like getting behind to anybody this early in the ball game, especially somebody as talented as Prep. We'll see what Warren can do. We were unable to move the chains last time, although we had a couple of nice plays from scrimmage. Let's see what we do. Kaiser is under center, and it's power I formation. And go to the deep back again. That would be Corbett, and he's going to get maybe 1.5 yards, 2 yards. That's it. And last week, Dave, as you mentioned, Dragons had excellent rushing statistics.
Yep, they were almost just under 200 yards. Egger had 109. Corbett had 76. Of course, Corbett had 2 fumbles, but I was assured that he's working on that in practice too.
Yeah, you don't want to be giving the ball up and having the other team get freebies. That's for sure. Okay, again, power I formation, and they've got one receiver split to each side. And Kaiser's going to pitch it, and Corbett will try to get around the end, and he's able to cut it back up inside, and he got maybe 1 yard.
Just not much room to run there for the Dragons so far.
No, the Prep players pursue laterally very well.
That Prep front 7 is big.
Yes. Yeah, they are. The whole defensive front it's a bunch of guys I wouldn't want to get hit by, let's put it that way. So it's going to be 3rd down, and they didn't give him any yardage on that one. It's going to be 3rd and 10. So they come out in the same formation. And might need to do a little play action. Nope, they give to the up back here, and it's Colby Zinger, and he's still pushing the pile. And he got about 2 or 3, but that's going to force a punting situation again here for Warren, and the punt unit comes out with Tage Wyman. So I'm guessing, because as you said, Dave, Charlie Blum is playing offensively, and he's out there every play. They're having Tage do the punting, and I think that's a good thing. Give Charlie a little bit of a break. So Wyman's back in punt formation, and Oblich, the guy who scored the first Erie Cathedral Prep TD, is back to receive, standing at his 45.
You've already seen what kind of things Oblich can do when he gets into the open field.
Wyman, low line drive kick, hits it about the 50, and Oblich picks it up. He stepped out of bounds somewhere in Erie Cathedral Prep territory, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Ramblers.
So good thought process there from Tage Wyman, kicking it toward the sideline, get as close as you can. Don't give him a chance to return it. Very good call.
Yeah, it's we got to try and get some chains moving or something. It's very discouraging when you can't get a 1st down. And let's see if the Dragons on the next series try to open it up just a little bit. Meanwhile, Prep has a 1st down, Twins left and right. And this is going to be a short gain off a quickie throw. And they get into Dragon territory at the 48. So that's a gain of about 5. Receiver was Sandstrom on that play. So it is 2nd down and 5, and the ball is at the Dragon 48-yard line. I've got Oblich here along with number 1, Jason Harris, at the near side of the field, twin receivers.
That's never a good thing when the chains break.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think that was a little extracurricular activity between a Dragon and a Rambler. They kind of wait a little bit after the whistle, getting a little handsy over there, and they got pushed into the chains and into the sidelines.
No penalties called yet in this one.
Eisenhower tomorrow night up at the Pasture of Pain host the Wildcats of Northwestern. That is a 7 o'clock game, so if you haven't seen Eisenhower play, because we both play on a Friday night, go on up and support the Knights. Watch them play some football also.
Yeah, weather should be good, just like it is tonight.
Another good game of local interest. Titusville will be in Linesville to take on Conneaut tomorrow. Hickory and Sharon, a couple of the big powerhouses, square off tomorrow night in Sharon. Gerard and Corey, we played Gerard in 2 weeks. Next week we play Titusville. And General McLean goes down to Franklin to take on the Knights tomorrow night. So good schedule of football.
Yes. By the way, that game against Titusville is going to be here at Memorial Field.
Yes.
So we get 2 in a row.
Here at the old ball yard.
That's right. They go with an end around, and Cathedral Prep is going to get big yardage out of this one. It took 3 Dragons to bring him down, and that was the wide receiver, number 19, Gavin Easter, and he moves the chains right after they fixed them.
Yeah, he didn't, according to John and I were talking about, he didn't do much the first 2 weeks, and last week he had a breakout week. He had over 100 yards receiving for Prep in that loss to Riverside.
Trips to the left this time for Cathedral Prep. And Dragons shift over defensively. They go up the middle, handoff, and this is going to be a gain of about 8 yards. Orth made the tackle on number 2, Carson. Desiree Carson, excuse me.
Second down.
They need about 1.5 yards or 2 yards to get a 1st and 10 here. Ball resting at the 21-yard line of the Dragons, and Prep not having any difficulty moving the football so far. Trips left. And they go up the middle again, and that is, again, number 2, Desiree Carson. And he is inside the 10.
So one thing I noticed that Warren's kind of anticipating the pass, so they're not staying at home for the run, but when they stay at home for the run, they pass. So the Prep's got both facets in the minds of the Dragons.
And when you get in a situation, a nice job by the Dragon defensive front to stop that play. Leading the charge in there, Raphael was one of the guys up front. And I believe the other one was Winship. Nice job by the Dragon defense to stack that. And seems to be a holdup here. All right.
I would say it doesn't look like Prep really huddles. They get the play called, sent in from the sideline. They all see the signs.
Friedman hands the ball off, and this is going to be a touchdown for Prep. That's Desiree Carson, and he scores the 2nd TD tonight for Prep. And once he got a little bit outside the tight end, it was smooth sailing there. We didn't have anybody that was going to catch him. So, extra point attempt here. Sam Leone, I believe, is the kicker. And holding is Oblich. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and with 4:02 left in the first quarter, the score, Erie Cathedral Prep 14, Warren 0.
This game is being live streamed on 92 Gold's Facebook page, courtesy of the Rouse Estate, Warren County's leader in caring for generations, specializing in skilled nursing and rehabilitation, personal care, home-based services, and children's daycare. Contact us today at 814-563-7565 or online at www.rouse.org. A special thank you to our sponsors like Rary's Auto to bring you Warren football. Need your car door unlocked, your vehicle hauled to your favorite garage, any roadside assistance, or wrecked your vehicle? Call Rary's 814-723-6489. We will get you going. Go Dragons!
And the Dragons need to get going here, trailing by 2 scores, and Warren having some struggles moving the football consistently. We've had a couple of nice running plays, but unfortunately we have not been able to get a 1st down yet. So, guys, do you think we're going to put the ball in the air a little bit this series?
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
We're uncommitted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Non-committal.
Well, that kick went over Egger's head, and there will be no return. 1st and 10 Dragons.
That was smart of him just to let it go.
But going back to what you were saying about passing, that Prep defensive front is getting through the Warren offensive line pretty quickly, and you're going to have Kaiser could be having to do a lot of running back there.
Yeah, and we already had one quarterback injured, so you're right.
I mean, maybe you can try something play action quickly, but I think it could be a lot of running, although this looks like a passing formation.
Yeah, maybe a little slant in or something like that. Kaiser drops back. He looks around. Now they're surrounding him. He's able to get out of it. Eludes one tackler, throws the ball out of bounds wisely, so it's incomplete. I think he was well outside the tackle on that throw.
Yes.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Well,
Looked like it had him in the backfield, and then he escaped and wisely threw it out of bounds. So
it looked to me
good,
like
good awareness there.
Yeah, it looked to me like the receivers were blanketed, and he had no one to throw the ball to.
The coach on the prep sideline who gained a few extra yards on the play, so to the cheers of his team.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
Got a nice little wind blowing there tonight at the old ball yard.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
So the Dragons are in a power I, and don't know if they'll go back to the pass in this series or not. No, not this play anyway. Corbett gets the ball, and he gets slammed in a hurry. There were 5 or 6 Cathedral Prep linemen in there and making the initial contact. And
again, it goes back, TJ, to Preps. They're disciplined on defense, and that's, I think, they don't play two ways on defense or offense. I think they're disciplined enough that they just find their holes. They know where they're going. Mitchell has them well tuned, and their defensive coordinator also.
Jose Colon made the stop for Prep last play. And the Dragons are looking at a 3rd and 10. There was no gain. And we'll come out in the power I formation. One receiver split each way. And again, Corbett gets the ball. He's going to get a couple of yards, and that'll be it. As they close that down in a hurry, their closing speed is pretty remarkable on defense. It's 4th down. The Dragons are going to most likely punt the football as it's deep in their own territory at the 23-yard line. Wyman is back in punt formation, standing at his 11. Uh-oh, look at that. Surprise, surprise. Tage Wyman going to try to get a first down on a fake punt. It's not going to happen as they read it and finally make the tackle 6 yards shy of the mark.
Good idea.
Well, it's a good idea.
Because you had the defense all back.
Yeah, it didn't pan out the way they wanted it to. I thought for a split second, we were going to get it.
I think just the speed of Cathedral Prep is, that's just too much there. Against probably a lot of other teams, he might be able to get the edge and take it.
So I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that kept in the playbook. Just like I said, it might work against Titusville or Girard.
When we came out and snapped the ball, I thought for a second we had a shot at that, but in football jargon, that's called closing, and they closed very quickly that time. All right, send a receiver in motion. That's Oblich. And Friedman's going to tuck it away, and he's going to run the ball. There's an open alley. He's inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds near the 2.
He's in.
No, they said he was in. I thought he stepped out for sure.
Nope, he put the shoulder down and right into the Warren defender and pushed him into the end zone with him.
That was a nice run by Friedman. I thought for sure he was going to be out, but no, he kept the ball and got in the end zone. That's their 3rd touchdown in this quarter. Leon is going to attempt the extra point. And, boy, everything going right for Prep tonight. And the Dragons really struggling on both sides of the ball now. Of course, this is one of the best teams we're going to see all season, and the kick is good. So they've scored their 3rd touchdown, 2:06 to go in the first quarter, 21-0 Prep.
We'd like to thank our sponsors like A&B Heating to bring you Warren Football. A&B Heating, serving your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs since 1953.
Game on, And the weekly specials are on too at Warren Surefine, the area's only locally owned supermarket where you find the low prices you want and the friendly service you love come together. For all of your game day needs and your family grocery shopping needs too, come on over to Warren Surefine, where low prices and local friendly service are both winners. Warren Surefine, your hometown supermarket.
Well, coming up this week on other Dragon athletics, girls soccer is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at Titusville, and this JV football team will be at Cathedral Prep tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. Monday, girls soccer takes on Oil City here at the Ball Yard at War Memorial Field at 6 o'clock.
Plenty to see and do.
Yep, I'll tell you about the rest of them coming up.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Leon will kick off for Prep, and the Dragons hoping to get a run back here. They need a bit of a spark, trailing by 3 scores early in the ball game. And this is another rocket that goes over the receivers' heads and carries out of the end zone.
Finds the end zone for a touchdown.
A rocket? Like in Titusville Rockets? Like coming here next
like
week?
Like in Rocket Ismail or Soloflex Rocket?
Like coming here next week?
Yeah, they'll be here next week. Titusville Rockets, there's a long-standing rivalry.
I wondered if you're going to catch the reference and pull it in there, TJ. Good job.
Oh, I caught it. And the Dragons need to get something going here. It's 21-0. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. Of course, this is what has happened with Prep pretty much every time we've played them the last few years. They're just outstanding with a lot of athletic talent. We know Mischler's capability as a coach. They won some state titles with him. And Dragons are gonna go up the middle with Corbett, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Aiden Corbett moving to his right. Makes it after the line of
Their
scrimmage.
pursuit is excellent.
Second and 10, Warren at the
I did
20.
see some of the highlights of the Riverside game last week, and I tell you what, they matched up really well. Just had some better skill players on Riverside and took it right at Cathedral Prep, and I think Prep was a little bit shell-shocked.
Riverside, that's where our buddy Dave Sherman went to school.
Riverside, Ohio?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He was in Pittsburgh. Oh, that's Riverside out of Ohio. My mistake. I thought it was Pittsburgh. All right. Dragons go with a full house backfield. Charlie Blum gets a carry here, and he races for the corner, and he's going to just get it. He gets out to about the 26-yard line, so a nice play by Charlie Blum going wide.
Yeah, good play call on that one. They got him into some space and used his speed a little bit.
Yeah, he can run. Unfortunately, so can most of the Prep secondary, and they caught up to him eventually there. So the Dragons need 3 yards to get their first down of the night, and I'm sure that everybody on the Warren side is praying for that, so at least the defense can get a little bit more rest, if nothing else. All right, Dragons break their huddle, and Parker Kaiser is in the pistol formation, and he's got all the backs with him, and they send Wyman a little bit in motion, and Kaiser tries to spin out of a tackle. He got a yard or so, but not enough to get near the first down mark.
Kaiser stepping up.
I think if he would have tucked it and run it right away, he might have had it, but he just was still looking for somebody to hit with a pass, and that was enough to allow the Prep defenders to recover. So it brings up a 4th down and 2. And Wyman will remain on the field to punt the football. Boy, if they can get him the ball, from the tight end slot, he's a big, strong kid and has great hands. Long count. Yeah, I think they were trying to get Prep to jump, and they weren't buying it.
Nope, disciplined.
All right, we've got a break in the action. 13 seconds left in the first quarter, 21-0 Erie Prep.
I'm Lennon Pritzl, junior right tackle at Dragon Football. We bleed blue and white. Now more from Gridiron on 92 Gold, WRRN.
A special thank you to our sponsors like Mattress and More to bring you Warren Football. Stop in for truckload savings on our biggest selection of mattresses and recliners ever. Mattress and More, where every season is recliner season. Located in Warren, PA. We want to thank our sponsors like Superior Tire and Rubber to help bring you Warren Football. Superior Tire and Rubber is hiring at almost all manufacturing positions and skill levels, offering the best benefits for employment in the area with starting wages far above other employers. Open interviews held every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or visit www.superiortire.com/careers. Start your new career with Superior Tire today.
Okay, Dragons trying to start a new career of wins here, but it's going to be a tough go tonight. They're trailing by 3 scores, and Tage Wyman is in to punt the football on a 4th down play, and they go with a fake to the up man. Let's see, it wasn't Bleach, it was the other guy that...
he's going to be a little bit short.
He's a yard short.
Yep. I do like the play calling, though. Just,
Yeah, that was... I have
move
no
it ahead,
problem with that.
see what we can do.
Yeah, you're down 3 scores anyway, so you might as well try something. And I was not expecting them to do 2 fakes in their own territory like that, but hey, you know, I would have been outsmarted if I were on the other sideline as a coach. So, it is 1st and 10 Prep, and they have 7 seconds to work with here in the first quarter before we switch ends of the field. They're going to send twins out to the left and the right. Oblich, their leading receiver, is right in front of us here on the near side in the slot. And they're going to hand the ball off to one of the reserve running backs and making a tackle there. Nice job by Ager. Carrying the football is number 18 for Cathedral Prep. That's K.J. Williams. There's first carry of the night.
Yep. Nice little piece of running. That takes us to the end of the first quarter. 21-0 Prep.
This game is being live streamed on 92 Gold's Facebook page, courtesy of the Rouse Estate, Warren County's leader in caring for generations, specializing in skilled nursing and rehabilitation, personal care, home-based services, and children's daycare. Contact us today at 814-563-7565 or online at www.rouse.org. A special thank you to our sponsors like Rary's Auto to bring you Warren Football. Need your car door unlocked, your vehicle hauled to your favorite garage, any roadside assistance, or wrecked your vehicle? Call Rary's 814-723-6489. We will get you going. Go Dragons!
I'm Hayden Holden, senior running back for the Dragons. From Lexington Avenue to out-of-town games, listen to Warren Football on 92 Gold, WRRN.
And we are WRRN, bringing you the action from the Jim Gibson press box, along with Dave Engstrom, Nick Hoffman, John Robbins. This is Tim Giuliano. Hope you're enjoying your evening. Dragons need to get some points, and they need to stop Prep. Prep has the football in Warren territory, and it is a 2nd and short.
Yep, Prep now heading down the field toward the YMCA.
Yeah, that works better than northeast or south.
Yeah.
Or southeast and northwest goals. And that's a run up the middle. Carson goes and gets the first down and then some.
Yeah, Prep's going no huddle now. Oh, they've been going no huddle, but
and they give to Carson again, and he's up the middle. And then he goes outside and gets inside the 10-yard line. I'll tell you, they really have a lot of quickness on their offensive side. Well, they've got it on defense, too. They're just loaded with speed. Now they're going to send Oblich over here into the slot. Spread their offense a little bit. As Friedman gets the play from the sideline, they don't huddle. They just line up. He sends a man in motion. That's Oblich. They fake the handoff. They give it to Carson. Carson's going to be in the end zone. That was a nice counter play because it looked like Oblich was going to get the ball on a jet sweep, and he just handed it to Carson going the other direction. Touchdown.
Yeah, that had the entire Dragon defense fooled. He walked in untouched. They all bet on the fake handoff.
So did I. That fooled me. But it was a nicely executed play. So Leon's going to come in and try to kick the extra point. As Prep starts the second quarter with a touchdown. And the kick is up. The kick is good. And that increases the score to 28-0. Erie Cathedral Prep. It's been all Prep tonight.
So we saw some flashes of genius and brilliance on the last play with a couple fakes and that run by Charlie. So let's see what's going to happen this time around.
Well, you know, that doesn't work unless you establish a pattern earlier and get them used to something. And they had been able to run the ball 6, 8, 10 yards a pop, or put it in the air and get 15 or 20 yards a pop, or even longer than that for, you know, a touchdown. And Friedman did a nice job with a one scramble for a score. So they have just been exploiting Warren's defense every which way tonight. And their defense has not given up many yards. I know we'll get stats at halftime from John, and I'm kind of curious to find out, you know, how many total yards each team has. I'm sure it's a very lopsided situation. Okay, Leon to kick. This one is a little short compared with his other ones, and the Dragons are going to return it up the middle. And a nice job. I think that's going to be Bleach taking it back out to the 23. So, Dragons open up shop there. 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
That was Egger on the return.
Egger.
Yep.
Saw the 2.
Yep, saw the 2.
All right, Dragons, 1st and 10. If I am correct, we have yet to get a first down.
You would be correct with that.
I don't like being correct with that. Rather than
You are correct, sir.
All right, Dragons go power I. This is what they've been going with much of the night. It was very successful down in Franklin, obviously. And they give to Corbett. Corbett has nowhere to go. Leading the charge for Cathedral Prep on that play was number 7, and that's Joseph Bernatowicz.
Yeah, you had 3 guys right on him right off the bat. He had nowhere to go.
So we lose a couple. 2nd down and 12.
2nd and 13 for the Dragons.
Actually, you don't, if you can run, you know, a dozen or so plays very, very well, you don't need a lot of gadget plays if you stay fundamentally sound. Dragons demonstrated that last week. They stuck with, you know, pretty limited game plan as far as play calls. This is Egger. He dodges one tackler, but then the rest of them get to him, and he might have gotten about a half yard on that one. And again, Egger and Corbett are good runners, but they just haven't had anywhere to go, and no fault to the offensive line. They're trying their best to move these guys, but these are good ball players up front. They're very athletic. And they're fundamentally sound too. They haven't jumped off sides, they haven't been suckered, and they stay home. Which is, you know, if you can catch somebody on a reverse if they don't stay home, but these guys are pretty disciplined. All right, Dragons break the huddle. It's 3rd down and 11. And maybe we could just get a one-on-one matchup like we do here at the near side of the field. And Kaiser can hit somebody. He's going to roll out, and now he's tucking it and running it. I thought maybe he was going to set up and throw the ball, but no receiver open, so it's another 4th down situation.
And he took a hit there, too, from behind. Actually, it got him probably another 1.5 yards or so.
Yeah, they pushed him forward.
But not even nowhere close to that lead stick.
Now, so Wyman will punt, most likely. Or they'll do something out of the 4th down setup. It's
you don't know.
4th and 9. Tage is standing in his own 13. And it's going to be a rugby style, and that's going to get a nice roll for the Dragons. Nobody in the area to pick up that football, and Corbett's going to down it at the 33-yard line. So that's a nice result out of that punt.
Yeah, good results on that one. He got the right amount of spin, right amount of roll. Took a dragon bounce and moves him down, would you say, about the 34-yard line.
I was thinking for a second there that he might want to run out of that, you know, or throw it, because he didn't show punt until the last second. And it froze the prep rushers. And it'll be 1st and 10 Erie Cathedral Prep. Let's see if we can get out of John's way here. Is everything okay?
He's running some
All right.
audibles.
Technical wizardry is what I would call it. All right, Prep 1st and 10, and they split everybody out and throw to the short guy Carson. And he makes a juke and gets by one dragon and gets out to midfield, and a flag for the first time tonight has been thrown.
Nick, what do you got?
Well, that came in from the back judge. It could be a range of things.
A plethora of different calls.
It's against Prep. I'm going to assume it's a hold.
So far, the Dragons have been playing.
An illegal blindside block.
So far, the Dragons have been pretty disciplined on their. They haven't had any penalties yet, which is good.
Yeah. A good job by Menia to come and make the tackle on Carson on that play. But the penalty is going to push them back to their. Let's see, they're not done walking it off yet. 14-yard line it looks to be. No, 19, excuse me.
19-yard line.
So, 1st and 25 yards to go for Erie Cathedral Prep.
That's 1st and 25.
We have 8 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the second period. Prep leads this one 28-0. They've dominated the game from the outset. And the Dragons, to show you how much they've dominated, Warren has not gotten a first down yet. They throw a crossing route. Oblitz catches it, and he steps out of bounds, and he's brought down there by Orth. Did he step out, though? That's the question.
No,
he didn't.
But he got exactly 25 yards on that play. Actually, and they are saying he was in bounds, so the clock will start.
Also another tackle, Tucker Sanford for Warren, number 24. So 1st and 10, Prep. Ball at the 44. And they go to Carson on a sweep to the right. He's got an alley. Oh, nice
open
job.
field tackle.
Orth with a great open field tackle there. He didn't fool him at all.
Nope, Orth stayed home, waited for him to come near, and just put a hit on him.
That's a good textbook tackle because he hit him, he lifted him, and he drove him back and wrapped his arms up. That was really a good job by Orth. And he wasn't faked out or fooled by that play either. Second down, 6.5 to go. Friedman gets the snap, fakes the handoff, throws out into the flat, has his receiver, and this is going to be a big gain for Prep to the Dragon 39-yard line. And we've got a Dragon slow to get up.
So, Nick, one question I have for you. When you, all the officials huddle together, do you tell what you've seen, or is that a discussion, or what goes on in that little powwow?
So, I mean, I guess it all depends on what's going on. I mean, not everybody needs to come to everything.
Right.
And it's usually, I mean, if you have a flag, you got to tell the referee what you have, where it was, who it was. You know, pretty much answer all those questions so that way you can relay it properly. But then if it's other things like you have catch, no catch, you just all come together and everyone that was able to see it say, well, did you see a catch? Someone said, I saw the ball hit the ground, whatever.
Yeah, I always wondered what was said in those little meetings, and thank you.
And sometimes it could be a clock issue. It could be an equipment issue with a player. It could be all sorts of things, really.
All right, Nick, thanks for the insight. Back to the action. They're going to throw a screen pass. It is caught and down the sidelines. This is going to be a big gain to about the 12-yard line. Nice job by, I believe it was Noah Bleach to make the tackle.
Good shoestring tackle.
And that's Bernatowicz who caught the ball, showing some good speed. And Prep does not huddle up, they just line up. 1st and 10. With the ball at the 18-yard line of the Dragons. Friedman waits for the snap. We have movement, and I think one of the Dragons entered the neutral zone.
Yep.
One of the interior linemen, so that'll march them back forward 5 if you're Prep.
Yep, got a little too antsy.
So 1st down and 5 yards to go. And they go out of the same set. 2 receivers to the near side of the field. And Friedman's going to fake the handoff and throws. And it's incomplete. Could not hold on.
There's a flag down. It's a illegal formation against Prep. At 5 in the backfield.
Thank you, Nick.
Hey, coming up at halftime, you're going to hear from the stat master, John Robbins. He's sitting over here compiling and editing and whatever else he's doing on his stat-o-matic wizard computer over there. So he shall join you at halftime, and he'll be talking with TJ and sharing all sorts of insights and knowledge about stats.
And perhaps about...
No.
We're not going to talk about Pitt this week.
No, he's got his computer on too, or his calculator, so he's adding. No, there will be no talk about that.
All right, Prep's got the football. They're going to snap it here as Friedman is in the shotgun. He's got Carson beside him, and he hands to Carson, who's going to pick his way and get in the end zone. That's just quickness that none of the Dragons had.
Nope, you can't teach that.
Nope, beat them all around the corner. So the Ramblers get another TD, and 34-0 is the score. One more, and they will go to a fast clock in the 3rd period. If Leon can make this extra point. And this kick is through the uprights. It is good. And with 5:19 remaining in the 2nd period, the score, Erie Cathedral Prep 35. The Dragons yet to score.
We'd like to thank our sponsors like A&B Heating to bring you Warren Football. A&B Heating, serving your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs since 1953.
Game on! And the weekly specials are on too at Warren Surefine, the area's only locally owned supermarket where you find the low prices you want and the friendly service you love come together. For all of your game day needs and your family grocery shopping needs too, come on over to Warren Surefine, where low prices and local friendly service are both winners. Warren Surefine, your hometown supermarket.
Okay, the Ramblers tee the ball up, and the Dragons will receive. Egger and Tommaso Clemente are deep for Warren. It'd be nice to see Tommaso break one here, or Aiden Egger, either one of them. Clemente's the guy that really seems to have the speed, so they go and kick it to one of the up Dragons here, and this is a good return, getting out past the 30-yard line, so Warren will have probably what is its best field position so far tonight.
Yeah, good return. Who'd you say that was, TJ?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Looking for who that, I think it was Carter Campbell. Was that 5? 6? Oh, okay. That is
Scott Nichols.
Scott Nichols.
Okay.
Nice job. So the Dragons break the huddle. And I formation. Orth is split to the near side. And Parker Kaiser turns, drops, and he's got to get rid of it. Screen to Blum. And the only place on the field where there were two Erie Cathedral Prep defenders was where Charlie was, unfortunately.
I was going to say, he took that tackle too. He took two of them. One of them went lower, one of them went high.
Yeah, anywhere, if he would have been anywhere else, even a couple of feet in either direction, he might have been able to break that. But that's not what happened.
Brings up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, he got a couple. So, and to your point, John, they have been using the clock wisely in terms of trying to wait until it gets down to the last few seconds of the play clock, but they're not going to get it off this time, I don't think.
Sure they will.
Flag flies.
False start.
Yeah, they snapped it with 3 seconds to go, but they moved with 5.
So they're going to march it backwards, and that negates the short gain we had. Second down and 13.
Blue Star Mothers want to remind all veterans and service members and first responders at halftime, please come to the field to be recognized. Thank you.
And they send Corbett in motion, and he stops. Pitch out to Blum, running to the near side, and they string it out beautifully and plant Charlie at the sideline. I think that's a legal tackle, though. There's nothing extracurricular about it. The momentum carried them both out.
The 32-yard line.
So I think we lose
a
couple of yards. So we're looking at a 3rd down and 11 yards to go. We need to get to the Dragon 43. As we have not much time left in the first half. 3:20 and counting. Twin receivers to each side. Lyman and Orth are nearest us. And this is Kaiser throwing long. He's got Orth there, and the ball's out of bounds. I thought for a second that might have had a chance.
He took a shot after he threw that one, too.
Yeah, he did, as he was throwing it. He got clocked.
I mean, it's good awareness standing in the pocket like that, knowing that hit's coming up, and let it go and take the shot. For a freshman, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was, I think he's actually a little wise beyond his years for a freshman. Every time he's been in there, I've seen him do some things that surprise me. They're little things. For example, waiting until the last possible second before you make a decision and wait for a guy to get open.
Yeah, he saw that defender coming, and he's like, okay, gotta get rid of it because I'm gonna take a shot here.
In that case, yeah, he had to just unload. Lyman is back in punt formation. Now we've had a couple of fakes tonight, so I like the the rugby punt. He was very successful with that. He's going to do it again and gets rid of it. This is end over end, and it is fielded at the 30-yard line. And making the tackle on the play, Easter was the return man, and making the tackle for the Dragons, number 6, Scott Nichols.
Yeah, I remember last year I think we called his name a lot. We haven't called it very much this year, so he's starting to get a little bit of awareness out there, catching our attention.
Oh, he's always done a good job on special teams. He's around the football a lot, and he was right there, and good job to make that stop. So we have 2:47 left in the first half, and the Dragons would love to get the football back in their hands one more time and try to at least get something going here. It has been rough for them tonight. Ramblers break the huddle, and they split receivers everywhere. Friedman gets the snap and throws out into the flat, and it was a good job.
A little tackle with a little turf monster action coming in there.
Yeah. Fourth tripped him up, and he went down, and that saved the big gain.
Second 8 for
Yep.
Prep.
The goes to the old ball yard at War Memorial Field, helping out on that tackle.
Turf monster.
Yep.
All right. Erie Cathedral Prep with a big lead and the football in their hands right now. And they, again, spread everybody. It's a handoff, inside handoff to Carson. Or no, that's Williams, I believe. And he gets inside the Dragon 40-yard line. Bleach in there on the tackle along with Minio. They move the sticks, though. And now they just look to the sideline for the play. It has been all Cathedral Prep tonight. I don't think anybody's terribly surprised by that. And this is a team that is coming off a loss last week, surprisingly. And that doesn't make them too happy. And there's a nice throw, but it's to nobody.
Nope.
As Friedman let go of it. Good coverage on the play. They had all the receivers covered, and he just threw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he was anticipating his receiver to not cut the route off. It was either not cut the route off or I guess maybe didn't cut it soon enough. That ball just zipped right by him.
Yeah, some of those plays, of course, have that option where if you read a certain thing as a receiver defensively, then you have the option to branch off the original pass route. Maybe that's what they did, and it was just miscommunication. And so Friedman's going to hand the ball off right now, and Williams is going to get to the 34, and he was hit first by Minio, and then Hager came in and finished the job as the Dragons bring him down at the 32. Third and short. Well, even if the Dragons stop them here, I think you're looking at go for it territory. Field goal kicker's got a strong leg, though. Maybe they'll give him a chance. All right, Friedman drops back, throws middle screen, and Williams has the ball. 20-15, inside the 10, and out of bounds.
You could see Friedman setting that up. He just kind of waited, and dumped it off. And, 'cause all 4 or 5 of the defenders were coming after Friedman. That left that guy wide open with some turf to go.
KJ Williams has added some nice offensive plays tonight. And Friedman drops